Today, I would like to share some of my feedback that I had after I have talked to so many builders this year. So a lot of builders that I talked to this year has faced different challenge in the business, not enough projects or project moving super slow and the margins of being dropped, hard to keep the workforce keep motivated. So I understand that there is a lot of frustration, and here is my feedback. So, like in my experience, most builders do not get stuck because they have problems. Right? They get stuck because the problem creates frustration, and frustration kills motivation. And that is where the cycle starts. Like something goes wrong on a job. It could be your cash flow gets high. It could be a team member that dropped the ball. It could be variation hasn't got submitted on time. Or it could even be the client is not just simply paying. So everyone feels the pressure, right? But nothing really changed. So then the same issue comes back again after a week or two, and the cycle repeat. So that is a very dangerous cycle in the construction business, or let's say in all kind of business. So that cycle is you start with a problem and you get frustrated, nothing get changed, and then repeat. I think the better approach here is not pretending that the problem is small. it it looking at the problem and saying like there is actually a room for me to improve because there is a problem to be resolved. And that one mindset change is going to change everything. So because once you stop feeding the frustration, you can start looking for the next practical move. And in construction business, this normally means four things. First of all, we separate the problem from the emotion. If a job is losing margin, the answer is not get panic. The answer is to work out why. Was the estimation wrong? Or did the labor undercharged? Or were the material not tracked properly? Or was there because a finance facility need to be put in place? Whatever, you need clarity before you need motivation. And the second is to make one small change, not 10, just one. Maybe it's a tighter pre-start process that we need to put in place. Maybe it is approving variation faster. Maybe you need a 12-week cash flow vision, or maybe you need all the bills to be verified before it even goes into the system for payment. So one small change is much easier to be implemented, and it's easier to measure and more likely to stick. And third is to test whether the improvement actually works. This is where a lot of owner goes wrong on their business improvement. That a lot of them make change and they never look back. So what result we get is they cannot tell whether the business is actually improving because we made change or it's getting to different scenario by chance, right? Or even we just staying busy and we ignore all these things that we made. So what we need to look at is, did that change improve the particular purpose that you designed to make that change? That we need to be able to measure it. So if the answer is yes, great, let's keep it. If not, then we can adjust and keep moving. And that brings me to the fourth point. That is, a change not need to get perfectly. So that is how a good operator think. A change just means if we fail on change, if we fail to deliver the result on a change, then it just means that we still need to solving the problem. It doesn't mean a failure. A good operator would not expect a perfection in the first try. Right? They just expect progress through the review, adjustment, and repetition. Right? That is how a better system can be built and how a better team can be built, and ultimately how a better construction business can be built. So if you feel like there's some issue that's coming back to your business, to your operation, do not just ask what the problem is or who should be blamed for these recurrent issues. Don't get frustrated and just ask what is that one small implementation that you can take just from this week to reduce the problem from coming back, right? That is where the momentum starts. And over the time, this is how you can build a great construction business.